Well, we're on the job site this morning, and we just got some rain. I just had my front steers replaced this morning, so it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't feel too bad anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get a grinder. I'm going to put my flags on, and then I'm going to go up and start it. It's up there next to the excavator, and I'll get it running, and then we'll put let it warm up. Hopefully everything will be a-okay. This is kind of a crazy little spot, so I'm going to load this on here. It's a roundabout right there. I've got to go that way, so I'm going to try to cut it around the roundabout after I'm loaded, and then pull out and go out headed north without blowing any tires. And I just got tires put on, so it's going to be a tight one. It's a lot of things with job sites are they get a little bit crazy and they're tight. This is just a little bit tighter than normal, but you got with the curbs, these tires they'll pop. On the sidewall, you hit the sidewall on a curb and it'll literally break the bead, and it doesn't necessarily damage the tires, but it will. You'll have a flat, and it'll be quick and in a hurry. So that's part of this job site. So it goes up the hill. So I'm dropping at the end of the road, load it up, hook up, then I'm going to try to back out and get over there. And that's, wow. Yeah, you just got to be careful. The inside curb on the roundabouts are usually rounded up, so that way the tire will roll over them. And there's a lot of little things you got to pay attention to. So I will get back with you when I get running that down here to get her on there. Thank you. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go. We got some safety switches on this. We gotta get all turned on, and then rocket. This is an older model, so it's not so bad. Some of them have 3 or 4 different things you got to do before you can start them. That one does not want to turn. Come here, come on. What are you doing? Don't stop. Look straight. We call them Snoopy ears. There we go. All right. We got a guy in a mulcher over there. He's running that. That's where the noise is at. Okay. Well, so we got to hold this controller in till she beeps. Turn that off. Nothing else. Well, this thing. Fire up your horsepower. And then you got your tracks. That. Speed. And then we've got a remote control. And we're ready to fly. Try not to hit nothing. I let my wife operate one of these a year ago. She loved it. Going a little slow because I don't know how wet the ground is. We got some rain, and the top of that soil gets wet, so it can be pretty slick. If you see the downhill there, it can slope down. There we go. I think it's going to turn out to be a fairly nice day. Today's my wife's birthday, so I'm going to try to get home today and get home early and take her out to dinner. I just don't know where to go. Tried to ask her and she won't give me an answer. She says to surprise her. So I'm gonna try to do what I can. I just gotta figure out a place that she'll enjoy. about the beeping and the noise. That's all part of it. When you're running an excavator, you load this thing up in the middle up there, and it grinds it all up, and then the backside spits out the chips, and then you use the remote inside the excavator so you're all one unit. This is mud here. I don't want it. Might slide down the hill. Little rock right here, but that's the big chipper that grinds it all up. They load that up right there with trees, and it goes through there, and it cuts it all up into little pieces. They have several different screens that they can put inside to make mulch of different sizes, and things like that. Well, this ain't too bad. So far, so good. Hit that hydrant. That might be a problem. I'm more nervous about that turn with that concrete curbs. We'll get her. A little soft right there. Pretty close to dead on. When it's wet like that, you have to be really, really careful on steel on steel. And it can slide right off that trailer. And that could be a problem. I like to get them down slow and easy. And try to line it up, make it even on both sides, because you can lean pretty good when you don't have it quite level with the weight. Big remote control car. Awesome. By faith. Get this thing all hooked up, put her away. Awesome. Then we'll button that up, and we'll throw 2 chains on the front here, 2 on each side, 2 in the back on each side, and that should cover it. It's about 98,000 pounds. And you don't want to mess that up for sure. All right. Thank you. We will get back with you when you go to unload it. All right. Well, this is part of this job that's really dangerous, and I'm kind of happy I got this camera because I got to unload on this county highway by myself, and it's fairly busy. But I got to run this machine in, and right over there where that pole is at, I'll show you a little bit better here in a minute, but it's a narrow drive, and I got to spin and block the whole road when I'm doing it. So hopefully it all works out well and nothing happens. Usually on stuff like this we have lane closures, but the young man that is running this is also, well, I don't want to get into depth, but he's he's not working today because his mom is in the hospital. So he is not here. I am not mad at him. I would rather him be with his mother, for sure. So we're going to get this stuff unchained and hopefully do it. I want to do the roadside first because the roadside first is the dangerous part. We'll get that done and get out of the way and not get smoked would be the best bet. Let's move up out of the way. And then people don't even slow down. And anybody watching this, if you see somebody on the side of the road trying to unload equipment or working on a tire or whatever, slow down. Get over a little bit. I mean, 2 minutes to save that guy's life. This is really kind of close. And you can hear them when they go by. They're right on top of me here. But that's part of the job. You know, we got a lot of big jobs we do, a lot of federal jobs, a lot of big jobs, and I'll tell you, they are sometimes in rough areas, as not rough as in dangerous as far as anything other than traffic, but it's right on top of one another. And we're going to get this chain out of there. Oops, we just got slapped in the face, people. Sorry. That's and I mentioned today is my wife's birthday, and she just we have done storage units for a while, and we had an old aunt medical bed from the late, or I guess it was, I think she said like 1909 or something like that. But anyway, a guy came over today, bought it, and she's over there picking it up. And when I'm not at home, I like to be on the phone with her. At least, you know, God forbid if something would happen. But if it would happen, at least I can maybe do something. I don't know, but I don't like her to do it by herself. But sometimes it ends up that way. There was a medical school that actually bought it, and they're going to restore it and put it in their little museum, I guess, which is kind of neat. Doing storage units was a lot of fun. I'm not going to do much more of those until I get retired, because there is a little bit of work to it, and as you all know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So there is that, and I don't want to wear my wife out too much. She does quite a bit of it. She does all the sorting and that kind of thing, but it's something to do. And, you know, I got friends that are retired that are bored to death, so I don't want to do that. I want to have a hobby. And financially, heck, it pays the bills. Our very first unit paid quite a bit of money, and it kind of hooked me on the deal. We got brand new living room. We got a brand new master bedroom, and stuff for our basement. Really nice stuff, and it was all brand new. It was somebody that was remodeling their house, and that's really all I know about it, I guess. So looks like we're going to break apart, but right here, this little driveway, I got to put this machine in, and hopefully that wire is tall enough that it doesn't hook. If it is taller than that, I'm going to have to figure out a way to push it up. Probably use my height pole or something is what I usually do. But that said, I will get this thing apart and get it up out of the way. I'll try to stay as much off the road as we can. It's not so bad today. That's good. It's slowing down some. But like I said, well, that looks a little taller from here. So right now on the trailer, it's just underneath it. So I should be able to get in there. I got to get it nosed up in there. We just cleaned that all off up through there. We got some great operators. You imagine pulling a 60-foot tree off the side of a hill like that, and the pucker factor in your seat is probably pretty high. I don't do a whole lot of that. I've helped. I've done some dozer work and things like that, but yeah, I don't like that feeling on the side of a hill and got tracks, steel tracks, and yeah, it doesn't give you that warm and fuzzy feeling. But that's the best part about my job. There's so many different things we do that it makes it worthwhile doing. Anything worthwhile doing? Heck yeah. Let's get her done. Bungee cord. Coming both ways. Trying to line it up center so it comes down slow and easy. Try to stop traffic and operate this thing at the same time. Traffic and got her all done. That's awesome. People were nice. Thank you. That doesn't always happen, which is not a complaint. I think people do the best they can. Awesome. All right. We'll go ahead and idle her down, shut her down, lock that in, take this over, put that like that, get the key out, and being a shorter feller, it's a little harder to reach this thing, and hopefully I can do it, and we're not, hopefully the camera isn't set up so watch me fall or something crazy. There we go. Come on, turn, baby. Ah, we got it. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I always thank Yahusha for helping me out because I can't do it on my own. Well, being steel tracks, it just scuffed the top of the road. That's awesome. So now, got to try to clean this up as much as I can. And well, thank you. I appreciate you spending time with me, paying attention for me, watching for traffic. And I'm going to get this thing cleared up and get out of here. And this is AC Searching by Faith, and I love working. I do. I love the videos because it actually makes my job. You know, after 40 years of doing this, you know, you get a little stagnant, and this is just something new. And I love showing people what I do. So thanks for your time. I really appreciate everything you guys do for me with the likes and the subscribes. Got more subscribes in the last 6 months than I had since I started this. So thank you very much, and we'll get back with you.